volunteers of the Jesus Tour. My name is Mr. Nick, and I just wanted to say thank you, first off, for taking the time to watch this very important VBC volunteer training video. I also want to say thank you for being a part of Vacation Bible Camp in general this year. You know, I've been around for a little while, and so I've been a part of a lot of Vacation Bible Camps. And every time I come through camp, I just realize just what an amazing group of volunteers and leaders we have at camp to make it happen. You know, right now we have over 900 kids signed up to be a part of camp. We have over 200 volunteers. And without all you volunteering, we can't have this camp. We can't have these 900 kids coming into our building and experiencing Jesus and getting to know Jesus and getting to know that church is a safe place, getting to know that there are people that care for them and letting them make friends and letting them get to know more about Jesus. And so I just wanted to say thank you for that and how much I appreciate you and how much it's going to be just an awesome week together. So let me just give you a quick overview. It's like a 10,000-foot view of what's going on at VBC in just a few weeks. Of course, our theme is the Jesus Tour, and we're going to play out the Jesus Tour theme in a couple of ways. The first way is kind of like what you might think is like a concert tour, kind of like going backstage with the band. And so you'll see some of that being played out in some of our stations, in our large group time, and some of the videos that we watch. You'll see kind of that backstage. We're going on a tour, we're on the concert, all that good stuff being played out there. The other part of the Jesus Tour is actually the Jesus Tour, in which we're going to follow Jesus on a tour through different parts of the Holy Land during the Bible story. So I'm just going to kind of run through the Jesus Tour, if you will, and what the Bible stories are and what we're learning. And of course, the overarching thing of the Jesus Tour is to do unto others. It is the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So the first stop, which is day one of the Jesus Tour, is the mountains. All right, and this is where Jesus gives one of his famous sermons, the Sermon on the Mount. And what you find in the Sermon on the Mount is the golden rule, right? And so that day we're going to talk about doing kindness, right? Do kindness. And we're not going to actually look at one particular story where Jesus showed kindness. We're actually going to touch on just a couple different stories, like Jesus blessing the children, or Jesus healing the leper, and just seeing how the ways that Jesus showed kindness. Just kind of giving, hey, this wasn't a one-time thing, but Jesus was a kind person, that Jesus showed kindness. And we're going to encourage the kids to go out and show kindness, to do kindness. All right. Next stop of the Jesus Tour takes us to the beach, where we're going to learn about doing respect. And here we're going to learn about Jesus calling the first disciples. Of course, he calls the fishermen, he calls the tax collectors. And when we think about respect, we're going to think about it in just a little bit different of a way. We're going to think about how when Jesus called the first disciples were fishermen and tax collectors. And back in Bible times, they were outsiders, right? They weren't included. They weren't looked at as the cool people, right? But when Jesus called his first followers, he looked at the fishermen, he looked at the tax collectors, and asked them to follow him. He showed them respect. He showed them that they are valuable. He included them. And we're going to ask the kids to look around in their lives to see who might need to be included, who might be needing to feel that, who is feeling left out, and who might they show respect to by inviting them in to be a part of whatever it might be. Stop number 3 of the Jesus Tour is the wilderness, where we'll learn about Jesus feeding the 5,000. We all know this story, even if you haven't read the Bible a whole lot. And so when we're here, there's a great verse in the Bible when it talks about this story, where Jesus looks at the crowds and he has compassion. And we think about doing compassion on day 3. All right, compassion is seeing a need and then doing something about it. So we want to encourage the kids to look around and see where they might be able to help ease a need, where they might be able to help others out. And so they are going to do compassion. All right, our final stop on the Jesus Tour takes us to the city of Jerusalem, where we're going to talk about doing humility. Right, and this is the story of Jesus washing the disciples' feet. And we all know back in Bible times, they walked everywhere, they were wearing sandals, and so when it came time for a meal, there usually was a servant who washed the feet. And at the Last Supper, there was no one to do that. And Jesus got up and washed all the disciples' feet and showed humility. So we're going to ask the kids about how they might put other people first by cheering them on, right? And doing humility. So that's kind of the overview of where we're going when it comes to the Jesus Tour. And I'm just going to give you a couple other things that I want you to know about when it comes to the week of Vacation Bible Camp. First, of course, is our mission project for the week. We are going to be collecting some of the same things we've been collecting in years past. This year we are collecting packs of crayons, we are collecting Play-Doh, and we're collecting new or gently used books for the bookmobile. And of course all these things will be going to our partner schools here in Kansas City. And so we're going to be encouraging the kids to bring these items all during VBC week. And we are collecting money. This money is going towards Malawi. We've been collecting for Malawi for a number of years. And our goal for the money this year is $10,000. And yes, in case you are wondering if you've been around before, If we get to $10,000, Mr. Mike has promised to make a big tub of slime and pour it on my head Friday night at the celebration. So, woohoo! So, collecting the money, $10,000 from Malawi, crayons, Play-Doh, and books. And the secret to the collections going well is you all. Your interaction with kids, you reminding them to bring in the items, you reminding them to bring in money, to ask others to help participate alongside them. That is really the key to helping the VBC collection go smoothly and hit the goals that we want. So I thank you in advance for being the ambassadors for that, for helping kids bring in the money, bring in the funds, so that we can make a difference in our communities and around the world. All right, the next thing I want you to know is that on Sunday, July 14th, you can come and pick up your very own Jesus Tour shirt. These will be available from about 1 to 4 in room B114. We have a great group of volunteers who are going to be organizing those shirts and get those out to you. We want you to pick up your shirt on Sunday so that you can wear it on Monday. Now, if you can't make it at that time, on Monday morning, bright and early, if you can get here and grab your shirt, they will also be handing out shirts there as well. And of course, the kids will get their shirts on Monday as well. We're also going to do a few theme days for Vacation Bible Camp. Those are super fun, we hope. We hope everyone has a good time with them. Tuesday is Hat Day. We might call it Wacky Hat Day or just Wear a Hat Day. So asking kids to wear hats. Wednesday is Dress Like a Rock Star Day. So we're going to help the kids figure out what that means throughout the week as we get to Wednesday. This is also probably a great opportunity if kids have a Taylor Swift shirt they want to wear. They can wear their Taylor Swift shirt and maybe dress like their favorite rock star day like that. Thursday is Crazy Sock Day. We want them to wear fun socks, and we also want them to wear their camp shirt. So these themes hopefully are, for the most part, are pretty simple, and hopefully we can oh, I forgot my hat, and the kids, upset, always find something and slap it on their head, and it's Wacky Hat Day, so they shall be good to go. So the key to these themes is really you all getting excited about them and helping the kids get ready to have a good time with the themes that day. Also on July 14th, the day before VBC, is the time if you have a room that you're going to be setting up. That's usually like pre-K through 2nd grade. There's a times you can come in and set those rooms up and get them ready for camp. More information will be coming out about that, which leads me to some very important information that will be coming your way via email. So I want you to be keeping tabs on your email, because I know not everyone checks email a lot, but we're going to be checking email to get started, to get conversations started. So emails will be going out very soon, the first week of July, which will tell you who you're working with, what your room is, and then giving you information to connect with each other. So I might send an email out to all the 1st grade blue leaders in their room. Now, you may not check email after that one time. You want to start a group chat with everyone's cell phone numbers. That is totally fine. But just be checking your email a lot starting the 1st week of July. And then as we lead up to VBC, other important things are going to be shared with you. We're going to give you links to curriculum and other helpful tools we feel that will make VBC a success. So please check your email. If you're not getting your emails, please let me know. And you can find me here at the church. You can email me as well, and we can get that all squared away. And then finally, we just want you to make sure that there will be take-homes each day. There will be take-home postcards, take-home stickers. So if you're working directly with kids, we want to really make sure they emphasize those kids that they take them home, handing them to them as they leave, and just putting an emphasis on that. So they can take that home, they can remember their great time at Vacation Bible Camp, and helps their grown-ups at home see what is going on. All right, so that's a quick 8,000, 10,000 foot, whatever you want, whatever 1,000-foot view you want of Vacation Bible Camp. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for being a part of Vacation Bible Camp this year. It's going to be fun. If you see me around, please let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, VBC volunteers, it's me talking to you again very soon, because now I just want to talk to you about 8 ways that you can make your Vacation Bible Camp experience awesome. All right? So these are things I've come up with on my own, and I think they work. However, if you get through Vacation Bible Camp and you've done all 8 of these things and your week didn't go very well, please come up and tell me, and then I won't suggest them next year. All right? So here we go. Let me tell you, number 1 way to make Vacation Bible Camp awesome is to put safety first. Our camp needs to be safe, all right? And when I think about safety at our camp, I think about safety in 3 ways. I think about physical safety, right? We don't want kids running around with scissors. We don't want them jumping into the road or whatever like that. So we want them to stay physically safe. We also want them to be emotionally safe, right? We want them to be treated with respect by everyone. And so we want you, as a leader, to be listening. We don't want any bullying. If you hear bullying happening, or you feel people aren't treating each other well, that you're stepping in and say, hey, that's not how we treat people here at the Jesus Store. We're going to treat people with kindness, right? And then there's spiritual safety, right? And I think this is especially true for maybe if you're working with upper elementary kids who begin to like question faith or have questions, and that this is a safe place to explore these questions, right? Where you can ask these questions, and we're here to listen and talk through and help you through exploring what it means to follow Jesus. All right, so those are the types of safety. So I also want to make sure, like when it comes to physical safety, that you feel empowered to stop things. Like if things seem unsafe to you and they feel kind of strange to you, that's okay to say, yeah, we don't need to do this, right? So if you see someone running with scissors, I don't know why I keep using this as my my example here, but if they're running with scissors, you're like, yeah, let's not run with scissors. Like you as leaders are entitled to say, hey, that doesn't seem real safe to me. A couple other ways that we want to make sure VBC is safe is that we always need to follow the 2-leader rule. You should never, ever, ever be alone with a child, right? There are so many people here, it's probably not going to happen, but you shouldn't check in people into your station, into your room, if you're the only person. You shouldn't leave a leader by themselves with a group of kids, even if you have to take someone to the bathroom. You need to figure out how to always have 2 leaders there. And there's going to be a lot of floaters, a lot of people who can help with that, and other people around. So we just want to make sure, for everyone's safety, that you are never alone with a child. Also, please don't use the same bathrooms as campers. Now, there's a lot of bathrooms being used all over we're going to take over the whole church. So I prefer that you would look for those single-use restrooms that we have around camp, that you would use those for the leaders. That way to avoid a situation during camp hours where you're walking into the bathroom or a camper walks in and then we have a leader in the same restroom as a kid. So just try and avoid that. Also, we want you to practice appropriate touch. Now, I know most of you know this, but I do need to say that. We don't want, like, for the most part, when you're working with elementary kids and preschool kids, really, too, they shouldn't be sitting on your lap. You shouldn't be giving piggyback. You shouldn't be asking for hugs. What really is the best way is, like, fist bumps or high fives. Those are the types of things that we want you to practice with appropriate touch. All right, I've already mentioned, but please pay attention to how campers are treating each other. All right, and then finally, I just asked for you to complete your paperwork. There are a few different things that have been going out as far as like volunteer applications. If you haven't done that, safe gatherings training for those 16 and up, those if that information is going out to you, and congregation youth for those that are under the age of 16. And the cool thing is once you take those trainings, that you are good for 4 years at least. So just look for taking those trainings and get that paperwork done. All right, number 2 is to arrive early. All right, so you know that camp starts at 9, and so if you are in a room or in a small group, we'd ask that you arrive by 8:30, maybe a little bit earlier on Monday, and those details will go out to you. But by arriving early and getting yourself situated and set, that helps that when the kids arrive that you can focus on them. If you're running a station, we're going to ask that you be here right about 9. Stations don't start a little bit later, so you get a little bit of extra time there. So I just want you to arrive early, and you can get those confirmation times from your direct people who are working with you. All right, number 3 is to communicate, to talk with the people that you are working with. When I get those emails, start sending it out and start initiating conversations. So don't be afraid to take the initiative and start connecting with the people that you are working with, so that you don't come in Monday morning trying to figure out who's doing what, who's going where, who was responsible for that, but just to communicate and say, hey, yeah, I'll be here at this time. Yeah, hey, I have kids I need to drop off first in their rooms, and then I'll be up. Oh, hey, I don't have any kids, so I can be there early to start checking in. All those types of things to help just make things go smoother. All right, number 4 is to share. Share in the responsibilities when it comes to working at camp. Please don't take everything, but please don't do nothing, right? Make sure, and this is where it goes back to communicating. You might find that, hey, I'm really comfortable doing a whole bunch, or hey, I'm not really comfortable doing this, and I'm just gonna be hanging out with the kids. But just make sure sharing the roles, that everyone feels like they get to play a part, get to feel like they have some ownership in wherever you all are working in at camp. It just makes things great. And hey, you might discover a new gift where you're like, oh man, I'm actually a really good Bible storyteller, or whatever it might be. So you get to explore those gifts as well. All right, prepare is number 5. We want you to prepare. What I don't want you to do is at 8:55 Monday morning be the first time you take a look at anything VBC related, because that's just going to get you started off on the wrong foot. So take time. You're going to have access to Monday's curriculum very soon. You're going to have access to all the station plans. You're going to have access to videos. Please check them out. You've got a couple of weeks before we got camp going, so just take some time to check that out. All right, number 6 is we want you to be a leader with TUMS. And TUMS is a cool acronym that one of our awesome leaders came up with, and her name is Laura Riffle. And so what I want to do is I want to pause and I want to show you a little bit about what it means to be a leader with Tums. Actually, I'm not going to show you, Laura's going to show you. So take a look at this video.
And there are 4 things that it takes to build a relationship. The first is touch. And we all need 9 positive touches a day. Now, when I say touch, I don't mean we need to give them a big bear hug or anything. We can give them a high five, a fist bump, an elbow bump if you're worried about germs. And if you have a kid who's reticent to touch, I always do this, so my hands are going to be puppets here. I tell the kid to mirror me, and so I go mirror me, and we go towards each other, and then we explode away. And what that says to the child is, I want to give you your high five, but I realize that you don't like to touch people, and that's fine. Don't read anything into that. That just, some people are worried about germs and things like that, especially after COVID. But that says I respect the fact that you don't like to be touched, and so when I greet you at the door, we're gonna do implosion, explosion, which is something that the kids like to do. The U in Tums, so the T stands for touch, the U in Tums stands for use their name in a positive way. So as we're putting the stickers on them when they enter into the room, it's important for us to say things like, Mary, I'm so happy you're here today. Did you have a great week? Did your brother have a birthday party last week? Or any little tidbit that we remember from the week before that we can remember about that child. And I know that our greeters at the door are really good at doing that. I think it's important for the leaders that are in the room also try to greet the children by their name. So it's gonna spell Tums, so we've got a T for touch, a U for use their name in a positive way, M stands for make eye contact. As a society, we've decreased face time by 63% since the 1950s, all because of technology. People tend not to look at each other anymore. And so our kids are used to wanting attention, and so they use their behaviors to get the attention that they want. So if we give them eyeballs on the front side, they won't take them on the back side. So we don't force eye contact. We would never grab a child by the face and force them to look at us, but we offer our eyeballs so that the kids can see that we're there for them. We're not looking at our phones, we're looking at them, we're interested in them, and we're paying attention to them. And so far we have the T, we have the U, we have the M, and the final letter was smile. And what we found is that a smile plus a frown equals a smile. So it's like a positive plus a negative equals a positive, because some kids can come in and maybe they didn't have a great morning, and they're really feeling sad about whatever happened on the way to church, and maybe they're feeling kind of sad, but if we're standing there smiling at them, we are conveying to them that we are happy that they're here, and that smile will spread to them. So it's almost impossible to not smile back when someone smiles at you. I know my youngest son used this whenever he was in trouble. He would smile at me while I was talking to him about his behavior, and it was really hard to get after him because he was just standing there smiling so sweetly. So a smile works really well. So all together, Tums, T-U-M-S, is how we should be greeting our students at the door as they enter into our classrooms.
Number 7 for ways to make camp awesome, Vacation Bible Camp, a great week, is to pray. I would just encourage you as camp gets closer to pray for camp, to pray for all the details, to pray for the kids that are going to be coming through, pray for the leaders, pray for all that's going to be happening at camp. We just take a few minutes to pray for the kids, even if you don't know their name. I just think there's something powerful in that, and God can work in amazing ways. And number 8, have fun. So just looking for ways to have fun with the kids. You know, one of the ways I like to have fun at camp is to take those moments when you're not teaching, when there's nothing going on, when maybe they're just eating snack, just to sit with the kids, have fun, ask them questions, get to know them a little bit. Maybe if during game time when you're outside or wherever their game time is, to play the game with the kids, to have fun, to cheer them on, and just enjoy the time with them. And just have fun, because I know we can get caught up in all the safety and all this, and what did I do? Do the lesson right? Did I get the handouts right? We want that all done correctly, but also take a few moments just to enjoy the week with the campers, and just have a blast with them. And then as we wrap up this part, I just want to let you know that we have some amazing team leaders this year. One of the things that I've realized is that with such a big camp, with so many kids, with so many rooms, with so many small groups, it's just not possible for myself and other Resurrection Kids staff members to be everywhere to help you when you need help. And so we have recruited a number of team leaders that I want to introduce you to right now via their picture, right? So when you see them, you can ask them questions that you might ask me, because they're going to know the answer, and I'm going to be honest with you, they're probably going to do a better job helping you than I am, because these people have education expertise. They have been principals, they have been teachers, they have worked in education areas, they are parents, they are grandparents, they are amazing people. So I'm just telling you, talk to them if you need them. So the first person I want to introduce to you is Caitlin. And Caitlin, and you'll see her picture here. Caitlin is going to be wandering the first floor, working pretty much with the early childhood. So if you're working with pre-K and you see her wandering the floor and you have a question, go ahead and ask her and she will be able to help you there. The second person I want to introduce you to is Kathy. Kathy is going to be working as kind of the kindergarten team lead. So she'll be wandering the halls and she knows lots of stuff. She's been around doing camp for years. And so if you see her and you need something, please ask Kathy for help. In first grade, we have Iva Lee, and she has also been a volunteer this school year with our first graders. And so if you're working in the first grade, she's going to be around helping. She's been a principal. She has knowledge, so please ask her if you have any questions. And then second grade, you will have Laura, and you just saw Laura in one of these in the video about Tums, so she'll be around, and Laura's an amazing resource. So if you have questions, please ask her. And then third and fourth grade, you have Christine, and Christine is an amazing part of our church. So if you see her wandering around and you need help, please check with her. And then if you're in fifth grade, I don't have a picture, but you will be working with Mr. Todd from Resurrection Students. You'll have Michaela, you'll have Megan, you'll have a whole disposal of great leaders there. And one of the things I want you to know about these leaders is you can ask them questions. Sure, you might be missing a supply, but you also might be struggling with like getting kids' attention or having them, or maybe you get a couple kids who are just a little bit extra squirrely. You just need a little bit of help with that. Please ask them. It's no shame. It's not like you're failing or anything like that. But when you ask them, they'll have some great ideas. They might even pop in your room and help you with it and just kind of give you a great experience with the kids in that room. So these are your team leaders. And of course, I want you to know, if you see me, you see Mike Petersma, you see Amy Fulton, or any other Resurrection Kids staff, you can ask them. But just know that sometimes I get, other places where I just can't be a help to everyone at all locations, at all areas of the building. So just ask these people. All right, that is how you're going to have a great week of Vacation Bible Camp. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello, Bible Camp leaders. I'm so excited that you said yes to be on the Jesus Tour. My name is Amy, and if you are helping in one of our pre-K or younger classes, I'm going to be your tour guide for the next few minutes. In the next few minutes, I hope that I'm going to be able to prepare you for the Jesus Tour. I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at what's going to be happening, and then I'm going to give you a few tips on how to avoid some road hazards and the wheels coming off your bus the Jesus Tour week. So let's start with preparing for the Jesus Tour. There's 3 things that I would love for you to do before that Jesus Tour actually happens. And the first is I want you to do what you're doing right now, and that's I want you to get information. I want you to watch this video. I want you to look through the lesson plan and all the other information we're giving to you, so when you show up Bible Camp Week, you are ready to focus on the kids when they walk through that door. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to connect with the other people in your classroom. You'll be working with 2 or 3 other leaders, and it'll be great for you to take some time, figure out who's doing what, and get a great plan for the Jesus Tour week. And finally, I want you to show up on Setup Sunday. That's on July 14th from 1 to 4. You'll be able to get into your classrooms. It's during that time that you'll be able to work with the other people on your team, talk about what you're going to be doing that week, look at all the supplies in your classrooms, and get a feel for how you want your classroom set up, and maybe do a little decorating. You're going to be in classrooms based on colors, so we're going to encourage you to decorate in that color, and then just be creative with the theme beyond that. So if you do those 3 things, I'm hoping you're going to be prepared for the Jesus Tour. So let's talk about what's going to happen the week of Bible Camp. One of the most important things you need on your Jesus Tour is your roadmap. And that's going to be this notebook. It's going to be the thing that you need to carry with you everywhere you go. You don't want to get lost, so you need your road book. So in this, you're going to have your rosters will be in here. You'll have your lesson plans. You'll have maps. You'll have schedules. As you can see, this is going to be a very important part of the Jesus Tour for you. All right, so now that you've said yes to being a leader, that means you have an all-access pass to learn everything you need to know about the Jesus Tour. So I'm going to give you a little behind-the-scenes look at what's going to be happening in your classrooms if you're helping pre-K and younger. So the first day that you're there, we're going to ask that you are there 25 to 30 minutes early. So if you could be here at about 8:25 that first day, that would be great. With the early childhood classrooms, you're the first stop for a lot of these leaders. So by you being there early, you're going to have a lot of time to sit and plan and then be prepared for the kids. As you probably have already been told, and you remember the 2-person rule, you'll not be able to check in until there's at least 2 people there. So if you have other kids that you're going to be checking in, just make a rotation with the other leaders in your class. Just always make sure there's 2 people left behind. Decide who's going to do your attendance for the day, and then put those smiles on your face and get ready for the kids to arrive. So the Jesus Tour is about ready to begin. The kids are coming in the classrooms. This year, we are so excited to be teaching the kids the golden rule. That's right, we're going to be teaching them about how to do unto others, how to treat people with kindness. What an amazing message we can give to all kids, no matter the age. And we've spent some time, we know these are some big words. We're going to be teaching the kids about kindness and respect and compassion and humility, but I'm about ready to reveal to you a very exciting thing that all the classrooms, pre-K and younger, are going to get to do. And that is, each one of them are going to get to adopt their very own pet. That's right. We think one of the best ways to teach the kids about these big concepts is to actually have them teach an animal. So their dogs are going to be on this journey with them all week long, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We've planned activities around the puppies, as you're going to find out as you read through your lesson plans. Okay, so let's look at another very important thing you need to know, and that is your itinerary. That's your lesson plans. So you'll be getting this in an email, so be sure you click it, you open it, and you take a look. This front page is a very important piece of each day's curriculum. On here you're going to find a little poster that talks about the word of the day. Day 1 is about kindness. We've also defined that for you so you can define it for the kids. Over here it talks about the bottom line. That's the main thing we're trying to get across to these kids on that day, along with the Bible story and the Bible words. Our Bible words, of course, are the golden rule, and we'll be learning that all week long. All right, and then over here on your road sign, you've got a list of all the supplies you're going to need. And another behind-the-scenes thing you need to know, all the supplies will be there when you get there. How amazing is that? So on Sunday when you arrive, the supplies you need for day 1 will be in your classrooms. So you will not need to buy anything, prepare anything. It'll be there for you. Then the final thing that you're going to need to know is this piece over here, and this is your schedule. As with any tour, you don't want to be running behind, so make sure you pay attention to where you're supposed to be and what time. All right, so now that we've seen the front page of this, I'm going to lead you through what's going to be happening in the classrooms. There are 5 main things that we're going to be doing while you're in the classroom, no matter what age group you're working with. You're always going to start with welcome time. That's the time when the kids are checking in. You can invite them in. We'll have different activity stations that they can participate in. And then once all the kids get there, it'll be time for one of my favorite times called Friendship Circle. It's during the Friendship Circle that we're going to be learning about the kids and the classmates in our class that week. One of the big challenges I want to give to you on the Jesus Tour is to call each child by name at least 3 times. This helps them feel invited and welcome, and that's something we want to make sure that we do. We've also prepared some special activities, so they will be saying their names in these activities. And of course, their puppies will be joining them along the way. All right, the other thing that's happening during friendship time is we have a very special chant that all the kids are going to be learning to help them remember these important things like kindness, humility, compassion, and respect. And we're calling that the Do Unto Others chant, AKA the Duo chant. So when you see that in the lesson plan, we'll also be sending a video your way, so you'll see what that looks like, so something to look forward to, but that'll be one of the things we're teaching the kids. The next thing, so during this friendship time, we're waiting for the bus. We're at the bus stop. Well, the next thing you're going to know, the pretend bus is going to show up to pick up the kids, and we are going to be on a Bible story adventure. So if you're in a pre-K class, we're encouraging you to set up chairs in your classroom to look like they could be on a bus with just rows of chairs. And then, this is another exciting thing, if you are working in a classroom 4 years old and younger, the kids are going to have their very own box bus. How about that? So we are going to be asking you to put those boxes in a circle. The kids are going to get inside their box. They're going to grab their little pets they've adopted, and we're going to be on our way to figure out what Jesus has to teach us in the Bible story. So on the way, of course, we're going to be singing a little Wheels on the Bus that go round and round. If you've not heard that song, we'll be teaching you that too. The dogs are going to be barking, the wipers are going to be swishing, and hopefully the wheels won't be coming off the bus at that point. So we get on the bus, we're then going to get off once we arrive at different places where it could be the beach, it could be the wilderness, different places where we're going to spy Jesus and we're going to take a deeper dive into the Bible story with the kids. After that's over, we're going to move on to the small group bus stops. It's during that time we have activities planned to help teach the kids, put the concept we're teaching them into action. So we could be making a home for our pets to show kindness. We could make a collar with their name on them to show respect. You get the idea. We're going to be doing some fun things along with some games that involve puppies and learning how we can do unto others. All right, and then by the end of the day, the last thing we're going to do is gather the kids, talk about the great things we've learned that day, and send them home with what we're calling our take-home challenge postcards that look like this, and these really cool stickers that look like this. So it's during that time we're going to be challenging them to take this, what they learned, home with them that day, and it will help the parents be able to interact with the kids. So you're going to always want to make sure you're in your day by reviewing everything. All right, so that's 5 things we're doing, but there is more, you guys. It's so exciting. We also get to move outside the classrooms. So if you are in a pre-K room, this is the first time ever that these kids are going to get to go to this sanctuary. That's right. They're going to get to be with the big kids. They're going to go into the sanctuary, and they're going to get to watch worship time in there. Now, if you are in a 4-year-old or younger class, don't fear, you get to have praise and worship too, but in Treehouse Park, where we'll be doing amazing songs, learning the Bible story, and of course, there'll be the blessing song. If you don't know that one, you will know it soon. The kids know and love that song. The other thing that happens is we have rotations. If you are in a pre-K class, you get to go to rotations just like the big kids, and you'll want to make sure that you look in your special guidebook that will tell you what day you're doing what things. And if you're in the younger classes, you get to have some rec time in Logan's Landing or outside. See, we have so much to do on the Jesus Tour, but that's not it. There's one more thing. Who could forget the road snacks? The road trip snacks are so important, and they will be arriving in your classrooms at about 11 o'clock every day for you to enjoy with your kids. Okay, we have so much to look forward to, so please look at your lesson packet, get with your other volunteers in the room, and have some fun planning. The last thing I wanted to kind of cover is talk about some road hazards that happen in the classroom and how you can prevent that. So the first thing I'll suggest to you is that on day 1, it's important to set expectations for your classroom. We do that a lot of times with the younger kids with what we call the Kids 5. And those are just simple 5 things. Mr. Potato Head helps us teach that we're going to have quiet voices, we're going to have listening ears, we're going to have walking feet, we're going to have kind hands, and we're going to have loving hearts. And setting those expectations along with a couple other things you might want to talk to your kids about on day 1 helps them know what's expected of them. And yes, this age kids need to know what the expectations are. The next thing that happens sometimes is that we all want to be the line leader. This is a big hazard that can happen in a class, but don't let it happen to you. There's a way to prevent this. If you don't want this to happen, work on day 1 to give them all jobs. They love to be helpers, but they don't all have to be the line leader. Somebody can hold the Bible that day. Someone can pass out the snacks. Someone can be in charge of putting the things in the hallway that they've done that day. Whatever you do, give jobs to all the kids. They want to feel involved. They want to feel part of the team. And then you won't run into the hazard of the pushing and shoving and everyone wanting to be the line leader. Another tip is to make sure you're going through organized activities with the kids. It's when you give them free time to just play with the toys instead of an organized activity, that's where a lot of the chaos happens and the wheels can come off the bus pretty quickly. So we have given you lots of activities. If you've done them all and you want more, just let me know. I'll be in there and I'll teach you some more things to do. Okay, a couple more things. It's okay not to get through all the material. That's all right. If we want you to do what's working for you in your classroom. So if the kids love an activity, keep doing it. If it's not going well, stop doing it. You know your kids best and you will make it great for the kids. And then along with that, not all the kids at this age will participate in the activities. And that's okay too. You might be amazed what they are really learning from the fringes out here. But if they're causing a disruption, then that's a whole different story. And we'd be happy to come in and help with some of those situations. But again, know that it's okay if the kid is not sitting in the circle actually participating. All right, one final thing, it's about transitions. Transitions are hard for kids at this age. So, number one, you should always give them warning when it's time to move from one thing to the next by saying, all right, we have 2 more minutes and then we're going to be going to worship time. That gives the time for the kids to prepare and make sure you have them help you clean up the toys or the activity that's going on that day. You can also come up with fun chants, callback chants, as you're walking or wanting their attention. You might say 1, 2, 3, and then they say, eyes on me. Again, they hear that, they know what to do. When you're walking through the hallway, you can say, okay, we're all gonna catch a bubble as we drive through the class or the hallways. You're gonna have a great opportunity. We have paths down the hallways where they can pretend to be driving. That helps them focus on that as opposed to running down the hallways or going wherever they want to. Okay, so that's just a few things. One thing we know is not everything's gonna go perfectly, and that's okay. There's gonna be some detours. You're gonna be driving up the hill sometimes, and sometimes you're gonna be coasting down the hill sometimes, but I want you to know that you're not alone. We have, I will be around, Caitlin will be around. We have an amazing staff. You're working with an amazing team, so just let us know if you need anything. And in the meantime, between now and Bible Camp, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. My email is amy, amy.fulton, Fulton, @core.org. And of course, during the week, Caitlin and I will be checking in on you and answering any questions you might have. Okay, last thing, it's time for us all to have fun. That's right, the kids are gonna take cues from you. So get into it, have fun. Wear the silly costumes, do the silly dances, play the games with the kids. It's when you do that you make memorable moments. And you know what, you're about ready to embark on this amazing journey. You're going to get to teach some of these kids for the very first time that Jesus loves them. You're gonna be teaching them about how to show kindness, and you're going to help them create some memorable times. All right, so it's time to pick up those lessons, start preparing for the journey of the lifetime, and we're getting ready to go on the Jesus Tour. Can't wait to see you.
Hello, kindergarten, first and second grade leaders. Welcome to the Jesus Tour, this year's VBC. And my name is Mike Petersma, just the program director here at Resurrection Kids. And so I will be around most of the week, a little bit busy on Monday with a lot of stuff. So if you cannot find me on Monday, you can also reach 3 important ladies who will be leads in each of the classrooms. It'll be Kathy in kindergarten, Ivy in first grade, and Laura in second grade. So you can reach out to them anytime during the week as well, and they will be able to help you with anything that you have. So I just want to welcome you to the team. So excited about this year's VBC and what's going to take place. And so let's get started. First thing I want to cover is to make sure you connect with the leaders on your team. So once you get the leaders list and the names of those leaders and contact information, you'll be able to reach out to them and they'll be able to reach out to you. So get together with them, talk with them, chat back and forth to see who would like to do what and what time you're going to show up and who can decorate and who can't decorate, all those kinds of things. Just making sure you're kind of connecting that team together and forming a bond before VBC even starts. So, and then the question you might have, Mr. Mike, well, when can we set up our rooms? That's a great question. So you can set up your rooms on Sunday, July 14th between the hours of 1 and 4 p.m. You might be able to get in a little bit sooner, but probably not. I would stick to 1 to 4. Anytime before that, we're trying to tear rooms down from Sunday morning programming, and then at 4 p.m. we're trying to make sure that we are prepared and ready for Sunday evening programming. So 1 to 4 on Sunday, July 14th, is when you can get in to start setting up your room. Now, we'll have some stuff available for you to help with decoration, but if you have stuff at home or want to purchase some things, feel free to do that. Be as creative as you want. If you're not that creative type, we'll have a room a couple days before that. You can check on the hallway near our offices on the first floor of Resurrection Kids, and there'll be a room that we'll have decorated to give you some ideas of how you can decorate your room. As well as I'll just pop in and to see how things are going on Sunday as well. If you need some suggestions, I'll be happy to give them then as well. So, all right, so one thing I want to make you aware of, you should have attachments or be able to access this, and that is find the classroom volunteer information sheet. You want to make sure you go over that very carefully. There's some things in there that you want to make sure you know before VBC ever even starts. And some things before VBC even happens, like I said, kind of contacting your leaders and divvying out the responsibilities, but also when setup is, and then the final rosters. You'll get the final rosters in your notebook when you get there on Sunday to set up. There might be a few little tweaks even before then, come Monday morning, because we always have a few changes that happen, but your notebook will be in the room on Sunday when you get there, so you'll be able to take a look at that and look at your rosters. And then for teachers, your name tags will be in there as well, and it will look like this. It is a backstage pass. You'll be able to just take a Sharpie marker, write your name on that, and wear that on your lanyard all week long. And for your kiddos, you'll have a sheet like this, and you can just take that Sharpie as well ahead of time. And when you get that list of your roster, write their names out there, have them ready for them when they come in, and be able to attach that to them when they come through the doors when you're greeting and welcoming them. So those are the name tags for us for this particular year. And then your classroom notebook. This is the thing that you will not want to have out of your possession at any time, right? It has everything in it that will help you have a successful VBC. So this is what it looks like. This will be the kindergarten blue. Each one of you in each one of the rooms, kindergarten first and second, will have your own notebook. One thing on the nice thing on the back of it is we put your schedule. So your rotation schedule for each day is kind of right there on the back side of your notebook, so you can just quickly glance at that when you're holding it in your hand and see what is next. If you look inside, the first thing you'll see is a layout of the week. First day is the Bible story. The theme is goodness, and the Bible story, the golden rule from Matthew, and then the bottom line. Each day will tell you the theme, respect, compassion, and humility, and again, give you the Bible story and the bottom line for each day. That's information that you can just quickly glance to see what's coming for the week with your curriculum. And if you'll turn to your next tab in that book, when you see it, will be some class details that I just covered with you will be in there. Well, the next tab is the roster tab. That's where your roster will be, and you want to keep that there each day so that you know if there's any roster changes, maybe a kid dropped or maybe someone switched. You want to make sure that that roster is found in that tab so it's always accessible to you. And then your next tab is your curriculum. So in your curriculum, you want to take a look at that. Here's a sample of it, and I think there might be a sample available to you to download as well and take a look at. So hopefully you did that ahead of time, and you can go with me through this with me as we go on. But if not, you can take a look at it afterwards. Again, that front page on that has the Bible memory verse, and then the Bible story, the bottom line, and the life app. It gives you your schedule again of what's going on. And then at the bottom gives you your supplies. The supplies on these days, some of them will be the same every day, but then some of them will change depending on what the activities are for that day. So you want to take a look at the bottom of your front page of that and see what the supplies are. Now, your supplies will come in a brown paper bag, and on Sunday when you get there, that brown paper bag will be there for you, all ready to go. So check that, make sure everything is in there that you'll need for that first day on Monday. The subsequent days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you will need to pick up that brown supply bag, and we'll have a place indicated with signage right out in the commons around the greeting area, that big area there where people greet from, and there'll be a table there. Someone will be manning that table, and you'll just come in and say, I'm here to check out the supplies for kindergarten blue, and they will grab your bag, they'll check you off that you picked it up, and off you'll go. You'll do that each day. They'll just make it a lot easier. In years past, we had all of them in the room, and sometimes they got supplies got pulled from the wrong bag, and then they were out for that day, and so this will, I think, cause a lot less confusion and will run much more smoothly for you. So look for that bag Sunday when you get there for your Monday supplies and that. So the next page on your lesson will start your overview and start your curriculum day, the Bible story again, your leader's note, and the opening activities that you will do. Each day you will make a banner. The first day is obviously a kindness banner, and you'll have that up and you'll have that out, and the kids will come in, you'll get them working on that kindness banner for the day, and then the next day you'll do the next banner for I believe it's respect, and then compassion and humility. So each day you'll have a banner that you're working on during that portion of your activities. So then you'll just do a welcome. Each day you will do this little chant. I love this little chant, and you want to do that with them each day. And the chant kind of goes like this. You as a leader, one of you as a leader, will say, I say do, you say kindness. Do, kindness. Do, kindness. And you'll do that a couple different times with them each day, and they will also do that chant in large group time as well. So that's just kind of getting them kind of ready for that and getting them excited about the whole VBC and for large group time as well. So that will be the next thing you'll do in your curriculum. Then as you get to that, you'll do a few other activities. You'll do a Would You Rather game on that first day, and then you'll get into the Bible story. You'll want to get through this as much as possible. If you feel like you're running too close on time and you're not going to be able to finish that part of the Bible story, just stop right there before you go any further, because we want to make sure that you get into large group on time. Now, large groups, you want to be in large group at 9:30. I believe it's 9:20. Let me look at your book again. That's where you'll go to. You look at it here, and at 9:25 you want to leave for the sanctuary for your large group time, because it will start right at 9:35. And to get 900 some kids in that sanctuary is a lot of work, and so you want to make sure you leave right on time. Make sure you get your kiddos in the proper place. If you want to know where that is, if you will check again in your notebook, there's a place called Maps, and in the Maps you will have a map of the VBC sanctuary seating, and in the seating it's color coded. So red kindergarten, right, is right here. It shows you exactly where the seating is, and so you'll know exactly what section to go to, and that's where you'll sit each day when you're in large group time. And the reason that you want to get there on time, if not even a little bit before, is because these kids love large group time. It's probably one of the biggest highlights of the whole VBC. They get in there, there's cameras, multiple cameras that are taking close-ups of groups of kids that are there, their hype music is going on, the kids go crazy and they're yelling and screaming, and they'd love to see them. They're up on the screen, they're pointing, and they're up there, and so this is a great time. They love to be there, and so you want to make sure you get there in time that they can participate in that and get their time on the camera on the big screen. So make sure you get there at 9:25 each day. So, and then you'll come back from that. You'll go through your different rotations that you go through, and through your rotations, some of them you actually rotate to places. Other times, for example, like snacks like last year will be brought to you, so you don't have to go anywhere for that. But the other types of things, games and that type of deal, will be a rotation place that you'll go to. And so just check, it will give you the place for that. Games is outside, serve is in B206, and then craft is in B200. So just check on the back on your schedule, tell you exactly where that is. And if you're going there again, where's B200, where's B206, just go to your maps in your notebook, and it'll be a map in there showing you exactly, like on the second floor, where B200 and B206 is. So all laid out for you in your notebook. So you'll just go through those types of things as you go through your notebook. There are some things also in your notebook that there'll be daily notes. We will hand out daily notes for you, some things that we picked up from the day that you might want to know for the next day, and so just check for those. We generally put those in your room, and you want to put them in the notes section, note tab of your binder, so that you can keep them there as well. There's also a safety tab in your binder. Take a look at that, because that's an important thing to know. It gives you some appropriate stuff like the two-person rule, two-leader rule, always having 2 leaders present at all times, meaning that you can't just leave one person alone in the room with a kiddo while someone else goes and takes someone to the bathroom. There always has to be 2 people at one time, at the same time there. And appropriate, inappropriate touch, those types of things, the bathroom procedures, and some classroom management, some do's and don'ts, some tips and things you can do. We always have occasionally some behavioral issues that go on, but generally these things here, these management do's and don'ts, will help you kind of redirect and guide in those types of areas. And if you're having problems still with that, you can always reach out to either the leaders, Kathy, Ivy, Laura, or myself, and we'll be happy to come to your room and try to work through the situations that you might be having. So, and then the last thing in your safety area is in case of evacuation for tornado, a fire, or an intruder, you just want to make sure you're familiar with what those evacuation procedures are when you're doing that. So, talked about large group time. So one thing I want to also just mention to you, and that is that on your last day here, the fourth day, Thursday, after it's all done, I understand some of you may have schedules and you may have plans where you have, maybe you're all, the rest of the family is waiting for you at home to go on vacation or out in the parking lot. Hey, we gotta go. So you gotta tear out of there right then and head on for whatever else you have going on. But those that can, I really would ask that if you could stay all the way through the end and take down all your supplies and all the stuff on the walls and put them outside the door or stack them all up so they're easily grabbed. In years past, we've had some people just, they all just left and the room was completely still decorated, like it was having VBC the next day, but we aren't. So we have to get those rooms ready and flipped for Sundays, so if you could make sure everything is torn down and stacked up nice and neatly, that would be a big help to us who have to prep and get those rooms ready. So thank you for doing that. And then also I want to make sure that you are aware of, not required, but on the 5th day, Friday, there's no programming during the day, but that night there is the shaving cream party, a big highlight. Again, for these kids, they get to get the shaving cream and go crazy, and the fire trucks hose them down with the water. It's so much fun. And if we reach our goal for our offering for our missions during May, which I think is about $10,000, which in years past we've been able to do that, so hopefully this year we'll be able to do it as well. You will see Mr. Nick, our beloved director of children's at Resurrection Leawood. He will get slimed by none other than myself. I've been doing this for a while now, making my own slime and big old bucket. And the kids are just hyped about that as well. And Mr. Nick is completely just demolished with slime. It's a fun time, and so you may very well want to be there for that. You don't have to do anything, just show up. Be some food and activities. You don't have to do any of the other things, like you don't have to be a part of shaving cream if you don't want to. You can just sit back and watch, but it's a great evening together, and it's one last way you can kind of connect with those kids that you had during the week. So that, again, is Friday evening. And then one last thing before we get to the closing is I want to show you some things that you will be able to use also to decorate your room. These are posters. Each day you will have a poster that you can put up in your room. You can put it up one at a time for each day. For example, the first day is kindness. You can put it up just kindness for that day, and each day add one of those. Or you can put them all up in your room to decorate that when you're getting to the decorating stages on Sunday. But each day you'll have a nice poster, colorful poster of kindness. And each one of those can respect, compassion, and humility, which a little tag on the bottom that is your bottom, kind of your bottom line for that. So those will be available in your rooms as well. Then you also have these stickers each day as well. If I can grab one hand. So these stickers like this, you can give out to the kids. They will love those. They will love to collect them, maybe put them on their water bottles or wherever they want to stick them. But each day they'll have a sticker, again, for kindness, respect, and compassion and humility. So we want to make sure that you get those stickers out for those kiddos. And then also each day there will be a postcard. Make sure that postcard goes home with the kiddo. There's information on the back of this postcard that they will need and their family will need. On the back of that postcard it says kindness again. It'll say, today your kids learned about kindness. Spend time discussing as a family ways that you can show kindness to others. And then down below, there will be a do unto others challenge of the day. And we have these challenges of the day that we give them, and you'll give them in the classroom. This is what they'll tell the parents what they need to do for that challenge. At home, they wanted to do a chore around the house without ever being asked. They're just going to do the chore, right? Which will be great for those parents and people in the family. Like, what is going on? I just do VBC like more than once a year. So. But they'll love that. And then to the world, the challenge for them in the world is to bring Play-Doh and crayons or new or gently used books to VBC that next day or through the week for our partner schools. Those are our missions things that we want to make sure that they are knowing about so they can bring them in through the week as well. Then there's also a little QR they can take a little picture of with their camera, and that'll take them directly to a video, some information that will directly relate to what was going on that particular day at VBC. So those postcards, very important to make sure that you get out as well. So that is about it. I'm sure I missed something in this because it seems like I went really fast and I'm probably talking really super fast. So maybe if you have a way to hit the slow motion button and slow me down, you can make this last a little longer. But I think that's covering about everything you need to know. And lastly, I want to say this. You have kids that are coming through there. This might be the first time they've ever been to Resurrection. Might be the first time they've ever been to church. And some kids may know kids in that room, some kids may not know anybody, and so you're going to have a wide variety of kids in that room. You will want to take some time, basically once you get your roster list and have those names, just take some time to pray over the kids in your classroom by name. And you might want to walk around your room and pray over your classroom as well. Just pray that these kids will have a great time, that they will sense and feel loved and seen, and that they will know what it's like and how to do unto others the way that they would want someone to do unto them, and that they will just be able to exhibit and know how to do kindness and respect and compassion and humility through that week, and that the things that you teach in that lesson will just come through very clearly, and they will just absorb all of that. So just take the time to do that. I think you'll find it beneficial. I think your week will go better. At least it always does for me when I take some time to pray over what's going to happen. So, all right, if you need to reach me, feel free to reach out. You can reach me by emailing me at mike.petersma, P-E-T-E-R-S-M-A, @cor.org. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help you with any of those. So looking forward to seeing you on Sunday the 14th. Let's have a great VBC and let's do unto others. See you later.
Hey, awesome 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade volunteers at Vacation Bible Camp. Sadly, you're stuck listening to me one more time about what is going on with our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders this year. So first, I just want to say thank you for working with the upper elementary. They're one of my favorite groups of kids to work with. You know, they're getting a little bit older, so you can do a few more things with them. You can ask them questions, you maybe go a little bit deeper, but they've also got a lot of energy and excitement there, and they're very honest with you. So I enjoy that group, and so I thank you for working with them. So I'm just going to kind of walk through a little bit with what it looks like to work with 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. I'll just kind of give you some overriding principles for both groups, and then we'll kind of start with 3rd and 4th, then we'll move to 5th because there's a few differences there as well. So there are no rooms for you to decorate when you work with 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. We do small groups, and small groups are generally 2 leaders with about 12 kids. Now that all depends on how many leaders we get and how many kids we have, but you can plan on having a co-leader for your small group, and you'll have about 12 or so kids working together. And then you're going to rotate through camp with them. You'll do the different activities with them. You're going to lead a small group time with them. And you're just going to have a great time connecting with those 12 kids. And that's really an awesome time. This year, we are going to have the small groups already made when you come in. Now, in years past, we've kind of just formed those groups on Monday morning. But thanks to a new registration software that we are working with, it's very easy to make groups. And so I'm going to go ahead and make groups and make sure we hit all the requirements of who wants to be with who. So we'll have all that covered, and our software will really help us with that. So when you come in those first mornings, you're going to have a group color. You're going to be identified by a color. And then the kids, as they check in, will be told what color they are. I think what we're going to do is going to write it on their hands. So as they come in to the Foundry or Student Center, they will know which group to look for, and you'll have a little clipboard, something with a sign, and then the groups will form then. And that will be your group for the week. Now, obviously, if there's someone who's really sad because they're not in a group, we can make some changes and fix things, but coming in, most kids are gonna know where they are supposed to be. And what I hope is this helps like kids who might feel anxious about walking into a big group and not know anyone, that anxiety goes away pretty quickly because they already know who their small group leader is. And your job as small group leaders is to facilitate friendships and relationships in that group of 12 so that everyone feels comfortable, everyone feels like they belong, and everyone feels like they have a great place to be. So let me just kind of quickly walk through the 3rd and 4th grade plan at VBC. So the 3rd and 4th graders, their hub is the Foundry. So every morning they're going to check into the Foundry. And then at about 9 o'clock, I will get up on stage to kind of organize the day, right? So I'll get them, make sure everyone has found their small group. I'll remind them of the rules and guidelines for their day at camp, maybe play a quick trivia game, get everyone excited and fired up, and then we'll break into some small groups for our opening activity. And you'll have that time there until about 9:25. One of my roles with 3rd and 4th grade is the timekeeper, so I'll keep you on time, all right? So then at 9:25, we have to take off for the sanctuary for the large group time and the worship time. And so we'll send you there. So you're gonna stay with your small group, you're gonna walk to the sanctuary, you're gonna find the place to seat. We have assigned seating, so you'll be looking for your assigned seats as well, and you'll spend some time in the sanctuary. After the sanctuary time, you're gonna come back to small group time, and we're gonna have, what we're trying this year is to have everyone have a more quiet area to do their small groups instead of having everyone in the foundry. A lot of groups in the foundry as we have in years past. We think we've figured out a way to eliminate that so that small groups can be a great time. And so you'll have a room, and we'll let you know what room that is, and we'll even show you where that is, because we got nooks and crannies all over the place. We got Firestone Chapel, we got spots behind the foundry that we'll show you, and that will be your small group time. And then that's where you'll lead those small group activities that we provide you each day. So that's where those are the things that you want to be looking over and being prepared. We'll provide you with all the supplies you'll need. You'll have a paper bag, which will have the daily supplies, things you'll just need for, say, a certain day. And then you'll have a bin that will have like markers, pens, maybe a pair of scissors, some paper, just some things that you might need on a daily basis. Your small group time goes to about 10:50. That gives you about 45 minutes with the kids, which includes some time for, it has an activity that's a game, has a review of the Bible story, and a quick application. And then there's also a card game that you're going to be playing with the kids every day, kind of like apples to apples, and so it builds on each other. So that's the time you really want to make sure you build in some time to play that card game. And I think it'll be a great opportunity for you to connect, but also a great time to have some fun and play a game where it kind of relates back to our lesson every day. So at the end of our small group time at 10:50, around 10:55, you'll come back into the foundry, and during the next 20 to 25 minutes, it is snack time in the foundry, and it's the activity of the day. So for example, you come back into the foundry, and you can have the snack with your group, and then we'll do the mission project, which is coloring paper bags for the Overland Park Food Pantry. So you work on those together as your group. Or on Tuesday, it's going to be making friendship bracelets that say do unto others. And those, they'll make one for themselves, one to give away. And it's kind of like we're at the Taylor Swift concert passing around friendship bracelets. Wednesday will be an organized game in the foundry after they eat snack that I think I'll be leading. And then Thursday, we're leaving open to see if we need to finish up projects, or if kids want to make another friendship bracelet. We're going to kind of play it by ear on Thursday. Sometimes we've gotten to Thursday and realized, oh man, we still have 125 bags to do. And like, oh no, we have people frivolously just trying to knock things out. Instead, we'll have the kids do that. At 11:25, we'll all organize back in the foundry, where I will bring everyone together, review any announcements that they need to go over, and then prepare for dismissal. Now, dismissal, kids stay in their small group. Grown-ups come, grab them, you just kind of check them off and let them know that they have been picked up, and then off you go. Now the beauty of us all being in the foundry is if you need to take off early for something, there's enough adult leaders that we can kind of keep an eye on your kids if you need to go and pick up someone or need to take off early. So that'll be the day, that's kind of the flow. The first day we'll kind of just walk through it together. I'll be your tour guide. One important thing to know if you're working with 3rd and 4th grades is that we'll have a quick meeting in the foundry. One of the beauties of being in the foundry is we can close the doors and not let the kids in until we're ready. So we're gonna plan on having meetings about 8:30, 8:35 every morning in the foundry. Just kind of run through, make sure we're good to go. We'll let the kids in, and off we go each day. Christine Acuna is going to be our team leader for 3rd and 4th. So I'll be there, but Christine will also be there to help. And so she'll know all the answers that I know and will be a tremendous asset to our group. So you've seen her picture if you watched the overview, and if you haven't watched the overview of VBC or the 8 ways to have a great VBC experience, make sure you watch those so that you can see what Christine looks like, so you can make sure you talk to her if you need anything. All right. The final thing about working with 3rd and 4th graders is just to remember to have a great time with them, and to know that if you have any questions and need anything, to let me know. All right, so that is kind of 3rd and 4th grade at a glance. 5th grade is very similar, except 5th graders now are in the Student Center. And in the Student Center there, I get to hang out with a lot of the Resurrection student staff, because in just 6 weeks, they're going to be 6th graders and with them. So this is a great time for them to build relationships, not only with some other 6th grade, soon to be 6th graders, but also the Resurrection Kids staff. So here's kind of the schedule will go. Their hub is the Student Center. So once again, about 8:30, you're going to meet over at the Student Center, where you will connect with Todd, Michaela, and Megan and go over the plan for the day. And then we will open the doors right around 9 for the kids to check in, to come on in. And that Monday, once again, they'll check in, they'll get to write their group color on their hand. Then they'll look for you as they come into the Student Center at the appropriate time. One of the neat things about the Student Center, there's a lot of fun stuff to do around there, so they can come in and maybe play video games, shoot hoops, play gaga ball until about 9:05, and that will be when Mr. Todd or whoever from the Resurrection Students team will call them to the stage. We'll do about 40 minutes together there. That will include some live music from Zay. That will include the same Bible story and Bible video that they watch over here in the sanctuary, and maybe a fun game that Todd has that we get to do together as a large group. Then at 9:50, you have your small group time, and once again, you'll have activities, a designated space. You'll have your bags with supplies just like 3rd and 4th graders, and you'll do these activities and experiences together in a small group experience. At 10:40, you're going to need to be watching the clocks. At 10:40, you will then flip with your small group from the small groups to activities to whatever the project is for the day. So once again, it'll be the same. It'll be like decorating paper bags, making bookmarks for the bookmobile, making friendship bracelets, and then Wednesday will be a game with Todd. Thursday once again, we're leaving open for that opportunity for whatever we need to finish up that day. And then at 11:05, everyone comes back to the Student Center for snack and free time. We kick up the snacks a little bit, so they're a little bit cooler with 5th graders. So they'll have a fun snack. They'll have to hang out together, chat, have conversations. You know, they're at the age where being social is really important. They'll shoot some hoops, they'll play gaga ball, foursquare, whatever that might be. And then at 11:20, they'll be called back to the group for some closing announcements, the closing game, the missions update. Mr. Todd's always got fun stuff at the end to kind of keep the kids going. And then 5th graders self-release, all right? So they'll be able to be released with the caveat that they have a meeting spot set up. So we want them to know, like, hey, you gotta have a meeting spot so you know where you're going to meet your ride. All right, and some kids might be hanging out in the Student Center because they're not sure, and that's totally fine. Todd and the other leaders will handle that. So you know once self-release happens and you see that most of your group's gone, you are free to go as well. And so that's just what gives them a little bit more ownership there. So you'll get your small group supplies and lesson plans. You'll have Mondays already, and you get the others as we go through the week. We want you to take some time to look that over, all right? So that is 5th grade in a nutshell. It's gonna be a great time, and we look forward to having all of you lead 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. Once again, let me know if you have any questions. Be on the lookout for emails with more information. I appreciate you, and I can't wait for the Jesus Tour. Talk to you soon. Hey, VBC station leaders, my name is Mr. Nick, and yes, you gotta listen to me one more time. I'm just gonna run through some of the details that you need to know if you're working in a station. So our stations this year are, of course, the game station, we've got the serve station, we've got a craft station, and we've got the snack station, which really isn't a snack station, it's more of a snack delivery system. So I'm just going to quickly run through what's going on in those stations. It's kind of help you know what's going on. And of course, each station has kind of a point person who knows what's going on. And so when we send those emails out, I'll identify who those people are so you can talk to them, and I will talk directly to the point person so they'll know how things work. So, all right, so real quick, let's just walk through the different stations. We have the game station, and I'm grateful to Krista Lewis, who is going to be leading the game station. She is the point person, and so now this game station is for pre-K through 2nd grade. All right, these are the kids that you'll be seeing, and it's from 10 to 11:30, and you'll be outside building in the grassy area near the water feature. And there'll be a variety of different games that you'll be leading with the kids. And just so you know, the game station is the only station that kids will visit twice because it is so popular and they love it. And so they will be coming out there twice during the week. And then sometimes you will have bigger groups and sometimes you'll have smaller groups, and we hope the games that we have prepared, have thought through, will allow some flexibility. The one cool thing I'll mention about the game station this year is that we're gonna have an ultimate obstacle course. And this ultimate obstacle course will stay up all week long, and kids can participate in it at any time that they're out there. And what we're gonna have is we'll have a couple of leaders there who are gonna keep track of like best times, right? So say I come out on Monday and I do the obstacle course in 30 seconds, and that's amazing. And then I come back out on Wednesday and I see the best time from someone else's 25 seconds. So I'm gonna go and do it again. I get 23 and I'm like, whoa, yes. And so whoever gets the best times, a couple of the best times during the week, we're taking notes on that. And then at the Friday night party, we will have a little prize table. They'll get to come by and pick up a prize. And we'll have a way like tickets or little certificates that they'll bring over to the table to say, hey, I won a prize during the week at the game station. So the other thing about the game station is from like 9:30 to 9:50 before the rotations begin, we're going to ask for a couple of leaders to go and play with the younger kids, like the 2- and 3-year-olds, and that could be doing some parachuting, that could be doing bubbles, that could be doing sidewalk chalk. We'll do that. We have the outdoor playground, we have the little sidewalk area, and we also have the indoor play area of Logan's Landing. And this will just be fun just to hang out with the kids. They'll love it. We just don't want you just to play. We want you to do a few organized things with them there. And Chris will help figure that all out for you at that point, all right? So just be looking for that game plan information. You're gonna meet about 9 o'clock just on the south side of Building B, where you will get supplies and get things set up for the day. And we'll have all the supplies, we'll have a microphone, we'll have, actually probably be a megaphone, we'll have music for you to play, and we'll have access to we'll have things to keep you hydrated as well and keep you safe out there. All right, that is the game station. Next we've got the serve station, and the serve station, Lindsay Maurice is helping be the point for that, and we are grateful to her for being a part of the serve station. And we're gonna be doing some serve projects that are gonna be benefiting our partner schools. We'll be doing survival kits for teachers. You know how you give them like Tootsie Rolls and other things. You have little fun, little cheesy sayings on there to encourage them. So they'll be doing that, and you'll be helping them assemble those. We'll also be doing lots and lots of bookmarks. I know for a fact the Bookmobile goes through a lot of bookmarks, and the kids love bookmarks. Not just we're going to come up with some creative bookmarks that the kids get to do, because they don't just need the rectangle construction piece of paper with some things drawn on it. But we're going to try and get some fun bookmarks going for them so that they can enjoy those as they pick up their books that day. So, and the serve station takes place in B206 in Bible Theater. Everyone visits that station once. You'll come in, they'll come into there, you'll tell them a little bit about what we're doing, and then they'll go to town and get to do some of those projects. So the 3rd through 5th graders, who we'll just get the supplies and send to them, but this is just an FYI, are decorating grocery bags that will go to the Overland Park Food Pantry. So once again, just be looking out for those emails about more information, what we're doing, and then you'll get here 9 o'clock on Monday to kind of go over everything, go over the plan, and then probably as the week goes, you'll figure out, hey, I don't need to be here at 9 o'clock, we can be here at 9:30 because we got everything set up for the next day as well. So that is the serve station. Then we have snacks. If you're running snacks, we have some great snacks planned, kind of got the music theme going on, the music vibe going on. And one of the things we're doing this year a little bit different would be 3rd through 4th. Sometimes their snacks are just a little bit different than everyone else, 2nd grade and below. So there are going to be instructions there. Like one day they're making a bus out of we're looking at it right now, like graham crackers, pretzels, gummy bears, gummy lifesavers as the wheels, and it just looks like a lot of fun. Then they just go ahead and eat it. So that's one thing they're going to be doing. So there'll be a schedule of when each snack needs to be delivered to different rooms. You can deliver it to them, and the leaders and the kids will enjoy the snack, and then of course you'll come by and pick up leftovers if needed. Another thing we can do with the leftovers is they can stay there and they can eat them throughout the week. But you'll be delivering snacks back and forth. We'll have snacks for those that have allergy concerns, and so it'll just be a great time of delivering snacks. We'll also deliver snacks to 3rd and 4th in the foundry as well. 5th grade is all set, taken over by Jillian Ladd, and she'll take care of the snacks for the 5th grade. So the snack leaders will be working with 4th grade and below. All right, finally we have the VBC craft station. That's going to be super fun. That's going to happen in B200, and what we're going to be doing there is making friendship bracelets like we're at a Taylor Swift concert. And we're going to be, the friendship bracelets will be able to say duo, and duo stands for do unto others, the first letter of each of those words. So they'll make friendship bracelets. Ideally they make one for themselves and one to give away. There's also backpack tags as well. So they're going to chance an opportunity to do those at those stations too. So once again, you'll meet in B200 at 9 o'clock on Monday, and you'll get everything organized. I might mention we might arrive a little bit earlier for that, just to kind of make sure we got everything set and ready to go. But as the week goes on, you'll find, oh, well, we don't have to be there as early, just like the other stations. All right, those are your stations. Look for those information. I'm grateful that you're running the stations. The kids really love the rotation. I know the leaders love the rotation. It breaks up the morning. They get to come there, get to have a great time with you, bring the enthusiasm, and have a lot of fun with the kids as they take part in these stations. All right, thank you so much. Let me know if you got any questions. I'll talk to you soon.